Oh yes, so run no one was nana. Biafra mama. Prime Minister Simon Momo. The spirit of Biafra is upon me. That is why I am offering this song to our Prime Minister Simon Momo. In Urobo dialect and Isoko. Mazina de Kano. Lucky star is sinking, I'm sinking, Udogu, Iyamepa. Amorotomo, Abada Brururu. Amorotomo, Abada Brururu. Excellency Simon Ekpao. Nieruwe yo witruwe salute. Mistoko with the sendo. The freedom you brought to do well for us. Mistoko with the sendo. No. Amarutomo Agbada Guru. PM Simon Joko. You have done so much for us. I am shedding tears of joy. Your tide cannot be seen easily. I search around the whole world, the greatest freedom fighter. We, the Robo, we appreciate you awesome. Worry sister say you are so good, you are so wonderful. Clara Dimu say you are so good. Oh, Amorutamo Agbada. Helen Peter say you are so good. That is the truth. Patricia Robo say you are so good. Amorutamo Agbada. Isoko with the sendo. What a wonderful man. The good guy. It's only the fool that we hate him. And I know those who are sitting at the fence in this Biafra struggle, they will not learn. Maybe they will learn in the grave. Urobisoko with the sendo. The freedom you brought to do well for us. Worry sister say you are so good. Urobisoko with the sendo. Claredim say you are so good. Anna, Wabada Guru. I'm Amarotomo Agbadaguru. Hey, Amarotomo Agbadaguru. Urobisoko with the Sedo. Hey, Urobisoko with throw a salute. Even Lucky Star, it is Sedo. You do well, oh, it is Sedo. Brgie said, you do well, oh. We salute you, oh, we throw a salute. Patricia Urobo say you are so good, oh. You are so good. Amarotomo Agbadaguru. I am in tears of joy. For your good one cannot be quantified. Oh, Amarotomo Agbadaguru.
Biafra, we're up put around you on into here. Simon Efa,
Witness me, I want to remain in the spirit because we must worship heaven. We answer your name, O Lord of hosts. Everything about us is designed to offer glory unto thee. We have atoned for our sins last year. This very year we have not only atoned for our sins, we have sealed, we have shed blood, they have shed our blood. We have let our sacrifice be made unto thee. Even on the 30th of August, as we are being felled by the bullets of the enemy, by the workers of iniquity and of darkness, we remain very strong today to beckon upon thee, to ask you for your mercy and for your grace, to ensure that your kingdom is restored upon the face of the earth, that you can bring your healing hand to bear upon the life of those of them that you created for one singular purpose, and that purpose alone, which is to worship you in truth and in every honesty. Is there any way that we have erred? Is there any way that our ancestors may have sinned? We confess before a congregation of the whole of humanity to ask you, oh Lord of hosts, to have mercy on us. You must have mercy upon us. We have suffered enough. We have been subjugated enough. We have been tortured enough. We have been imprisoned enough. We did not do these people anything. Our only crime is to answer your name. Our only crime is to be born your children. Our only crime is to excel at everything that we place our hands into. Our only crime is to exhibit your glory and your blessing, which manifestedly is upon our lives every blessed day. That is why they want to kill us. That is why the British want to join those of them who don't know you to destroy your creation and your inheritance. You will not allow shame to befall your name. You will not allow the enemies to triumph over the lives of your children, because you created us to exist, to worship, to honor, and to praise you. That is exactly what we are going to do when this Biafra comes. It will come in truth and in every honesty, because we remain every blessed day. Chukwabiama benigwe whiter than white and whiter than snow. Is there any way that we have sinned that you cannot forgive us our trespasses, to enable us to fulfill your own word, which was spoken thousands of years ago, that instead of what you promised not to come to pass, that heaven and earth will cease to exist? You opened your mouth to bless mankind to the coming of Yahweh Yeshua, who came here and said, let your kingdom come on earth as it is in heaven. Those words can never be in vain, because they are anchored upon your holiness and your magnificence. That is why in the end we know that Biafra will come, that these children that we have given birth to all over the world, and their children, and their children, and their children, as long as they give birth to them and they are Biafrans, they will worship you in truth and honesty. Through this very work we are doing, mankind will come to understand you. Let your miracle be wrought in our lives. Let us witness and behold your magnificence, your holiness, your mystery, and your grace under our command. O Lord of hosts, we call upon you. We call upon you to heal. We call upon you to provide succor to those of them who are inconsolable. We ask you to come and strengthen those who are weak. We ask you to restore hope where there is hopelessness. We ask you for inclusion where there is destitution. We ask you for one brotherhood, one camaraderie, one bone, one blood, and one flesh of your children. The Efiks and the Bibios, the Izon, the Shekiri, the Isobos, and also those of them from Isoto. We are traveling all the way to the lands of Igala. We are moving on from there to Idoma, to Igede, to the territories of the Igbo land. All these places we dedicate unto thee. All these lands of yours, we ask you to cover it with your mercy, because Biafra will come, and when it does, we will dance on the streets. I'm telling you, by the time that we are done, humanity will think that we are mad, we are drunk in your glory, and rightfully so, because your kingdom will come to rest upon this very earth. That very kingdom is the unadulterated, non-negotiable sovereignty of the Republic of Biafra, that your will may be fulfilled in our time. All this we pray, all this we ask for, in no other name apart from that name that belongs to you. He said,
welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining me on this platform today, wherever you are joining from. I welcome you and I appreciate you for being part of us on this program today. Wherever you are connecting to this program from, I say, may Chukwu Okike continue to guide and protect you. If you are joining me from Facebook, I can see my beloved brother, John Wood. Thank you so much for joining. If you are joining me from YouTube, I appreciate you. And I say, may Chukwu Okike guide and protect you wherever you are joining me from. On the YouTube, I can see my beloved sister, Linda TV Show, one of our formidable comrades. She's also on the media on Biafra issue. If you are not following Linda TV Show, make sure you follow her. I can see Okoye Chike. Thank you so much for joining. Okoye Chike, I appreciate you. Thank you for being part of the program. Chinyere, thank you so much for joining. Chinyere Mary, I appreciate you and thank you so much for joining. And every other person that is there, whether I call your name or not, you are special and you are highly welcome. Every one of you know why we are here. And for those who are going to see our video for the very first time, or those who are joining us today for the very first time, this platform where you are watching the program is a platform that is under the Biafra Republic of Exile, a platform under the command of our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Eba, and of the Supreme Command of Mazi Nandeka. In this very platform, what we do is to bring the plight of Biafra before the whole world. In this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We don't come here to attack people or individual or any race or religion. No, we don't do that. What we do here is encourage Biafrans and bring the plight of the Biafrans before the whole world. I appreciate every one of you that have joined. I can see my brother Don Divine TV. You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining John Divine TV. I appreciate you and I thank you for being part of the program. So everyone that has connected, you know that why we are here is to bring the plight of the people of Biafra before the whole world, to encourage the Biafrans to continue to pursue their legitimate rights, the right to self-determination, the right to self-defense, and the right to life. These are eligible rights that you must not give up. Don't listen to anybody that tries to talk you out of this right, because they are your legitimate rights given to you by Chukwu Okukabiama. The international law supports it. African human rights and people's laws supports it, and Nigerian law itself supports it. So that is why we're here to encourage you to hold on to those rights. That is the way to go. This morning section, as always, is another interactive section. And I would like anyone who wants to join us on stage to click the link and come in. If you want to join us on this stage, click the link and come in and make your contributions. You must not be a Biafran for you to click. As long as you are human, even if you are a one Nigerian, you are from other part of the world, any planet, and you have access to that link, please click that link, come in and ask your question. If you have a question, if you have a suggestion to make your suggestion. If you have a prayer to make, have a prayer to make. If you have any contribution whatsoever to make, that you want the world to hear your voice, use that link, come in, I will give you the time to make the speech. And if you are a Biafran, this is your own platform. In your platform, you can use your dialect to capture your audience. Speak in your own dialect, reach out to your own audience, and do the needful. The only thing we ask is that anyone that is going to come up on this program, regardless your nationality, whom you are, where you belong, you must make sure you conduct yourself properly. We cannot admit you into this program naked. You must cover up yourself. And again, we plead with you that when you are speaking on this platform, keep your words civil. Speak in a civil manner. Try to be as much civil as you can. Try as much as you can to be as civil as you can. I am not telling you not to get angry. I'm not telling you not to show your annoyance. I'm not telling you to throw away your idea or your opinion. I'm not telling you to be politically correct. Just be yourself. But in doing all those things you want to do it in a civil manner so that we will understand you. Because the whole world is watching us. The Biafra Republic of Nigeria cabinet is watching us. Our prayers are in service of observing us. So we must have to be careful when we bring our points or what we say. Say it in a manner that people will understand. People can digest it. Because it will be of no use for you to come here and talk and talk and talk. At the end of the day, you made no sense. That will just be a waste of time. Please, I appreciate every one of you, and I urge you to try as much as possible to do your own part in this program today. Join anytime you can and make sure that you make an impact. Thank you so much for joining. And today, as we have come, we are going to discuss about a very important topic today because of the situation at hand. Every one of us knows the situation at hand and where we are today. So that is why we have chosen the topic. And the topic says, happening now. The topic says, Biafra restoration is an inevitable mandate and must be supported across board. No, that is it. That's not it. That was the past. That was the last topic. The topic we are choosing today says, Biafra must take a stand. It is a choice between good and evil. freedom and slavery. Support Biafra, Republic of Exile now. The topic says, Biafrans must take a stand. We Biafrans, we must take a stand. If you are genuinely a Biafran, you must take a stand. It is a choice between good and evil, freedom and slavery. Support Biafra, Republic of Exile now. The time has come. Every one of us know where we are today. That the only project we have today is to pursue our freedom. And that is where we are focusing. In the time that we are in, when we are approaching very, very close to our freedom, we are counting days. In few months, the declaration of the restoration of the independent state of Biafra is going to be made. Biafra will be defended, and the process will start to legitimize and free Biafra. Recognitions will begin to come. At this time, we need to be very, very careful. You must be very, very careful so that you don't get distracted. The enemy we are up against will never relax. They will not rest. They will continue to look for means to penetrate. They will continue to look for means to distract things. It all depends on you. Everything lies on you. If you allow them to distract you, you are going to pay a heavy price. Every one of us as Biafrans must not allow anything to distract us now. The supreme leader of IPOB, Mazen Nandekana, have preached it long before now, that we must be consistent in anything we are doing. And he said, consistency is the key. Consistency is the key. Some of you who are asking, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? He's told you, consistency is the key. That is the answer. What you have to do is to be consistent, not dancing from pillar to pole. Be consistent in your argument. Be consistent in your stance. My fellow Biafrans, the time has come for us to rise up. It is not time to chicken out. It is not time for chicken out. The supreme leader of IPOB, Mazen Nandekana, have made great sacrifice for us, and it is time for us to make for him. Remember, he said he will not betray us, that it is us who will betray him. And so far, so he has never betrayed Biafra. He has never, and he will never betray Biafra. Then what about you and I? Are we betraying him? If you are being asked if the Biafrans are betraying Mazen Nandekana, will you say yes or no? Are we betraying Mazen Nandekana or not? I am asking, are we betraying Mazen Nandekana now or not? After the promises is read and prophecy is read that it is you and I that will betray him. He will not betray us. Are we not betraying him now? My fellow Biafrans, we must rise up and stand for justice. We must rise up and make sure that the right thing happens. My fellow Biafrans that are watching, every one of you know what our supreme leader, our prime minister have just said. Our prime minister, on behalf of all the Biafrans, have announced sit at home. He announced a sit at home. And that sit at home must be carried out. It must be carried out. It doesn't matter what they say, what they do. That sit at home must hold. Every one of us know why he called us sit at home. It is because of the bad health of Mazen Nandekana. Because of the bad health, the ill health of Mazen Nandekana. That is why he called us sit at home. It has become very, very necessary that the Biafrans has to rise up. We can no longer continue to fold our hands because it has become clear that what the Janjaweed want is to take the life from us in Nandekan. At every given point in time, they want to take his life. May Chukwu continue to secure him. Every plan they are making to take the life of Mazi Nandekan will never work. On our own side, as citizens of Biafra, we have to do everything humanly possible to see that Mazi Nandekan is protected. We must make sure that Mazi Nandekan is protected. That is why today we are following up on all the news. We are following up in all their propaganda and blackmail to make sure that we are not being taken unaware. The Prime Minister declared a sit at home 4 good days, which is going to start on the 29th, 30th, and 31st. We must not play with these times. We must not joke with it. This sit at home that have been announced is very, very important. More important than they can ever imagine. Remember, it is that same sit at home that brought us this far. It is sit at home today that made it that they can't stop talking about Mazi Nandekan. Sit at home today is pointing hand on the families. Wherever you are watching me from, if you have a cousin, mother, brother, sister, father, who is working in any Nigerian office in Biafran territory, who is serving in any Nigerian territory, any Biafran territory, or serving in the police, be rest assured that you will be defended. May Chukwu continue to guide us, protect us, and secure us. A lot of things have been happening. But in the midst of all those happening, we will not give up nor pretend about it. We will continue to speak the truth and nothing but the truth. We know that the enemies of Biafra are so many. They hate us without cause. But when they rise us in 7 ways, they will fall down in 1,000 ways. You must not be afraid. Do not be afraid. Chukwu Okike is with us. When they made it as if we were the problem, at every movement they make, the secret begin to come out, and the people have known those who are the problem. The criminal lawmakers, the government of Nigeria is the criminal. We don't care about that. They are the ones we know that are the culprits of all the crime I think committed in the UK. They are the orchestrator. Fellow Biafrans, wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you to please do not get distracted. Stay firm and focused in all things that you are doing. And I bet you at the end of the day, we'll be glad we did. I know it is not easy in this battle, but we can win it. Don't listen to propaganda of the enemies. I warn again, don't listen. They are going to come with different kinds of propaganda to cause confusion. One thing you have to remember is that the sit at home continues 29th of this month, 30th of this month, 31st of this month. On the 1st of next month, every single one of us have to be careful and observe a total lockdown in Biafra land. 29, 30, 31st, every government offices in Biafra land will be shut down. Every government offices in Biafra land will be under lock and key. They are going to be under lock and key. And as if I had it, take your neighbor. Tell your neighbor, If you don't want to be under lock and key, get out of Biafra land during that period. If you want to be a sacrificial lamb, or maybe when you stay there, you cannot afford to keep your hand in the place, just walk away from Biafra land. After that date, you can come back. May Chukwu continue to guide and protect every one of us. A lot has happened against the Biafran people, not because we committed any crime, not because we did anything wrong, but because of the hatred people have for us. Some group have sworn and said that the Biafran people will never know peace. The British have projected a lot of evil against the Biafran people, but today, when you see what is happening, you see that karma is real. Our supreme leader, Mazen Nandekan, warned the British in one of his videos and told them that if they do not stop meddling in the affairs of Biafra and Nigeria, if they do not stop meddling in it, if they do not stop meddling, that the British will be divided and destroyed. The United Kingdom will no longer be United Kingdom. That is what Mazen Nandekan said. If you don't take out your hand from Nigeria, you are going to lose that your United Kingdom, which does not even belong to you. When it comes to this kind of difficult topic, you see, they don't come up. But this is a truth they continue to hide. Those of us who are Biafrans, we know whom we are. They hate us for no cause. Not because we committed any crime, not because we did anything wrong. But because of the blessings Chukwu Kabanga have given us, the boldness in us, the wisdom and knowledge to struggle, pass through any process and get what we want, they are jealous of it. They can't understand how these people can survive from 20 pounds and today they are controlling the government. They are scared. If these people are left alone, the time might come when their brain will be essence. And they continue to manipulate and support evil against the Biafra. And Mazen Nandekan go on and say that if you don't remove your hand, your nation will withdraw. What is happening today in the UK? Some of you who are online, go and check and you will see what is happening in the UK today. Today, go and see what is happening in the UK. That tiger that they fed today is eating them up. You see, that's why I tell some people, you cannot use wild animal as a pet. A wild animal is a wild animal. A domestic animal is a domestic animal. If you try to use wild animal for a pet, you are risking your life. And each time you see people use wild animal as at a certain stage, they have to release that animal to go back to where it comes from. Because an animal will always be an animal. Even though when they come in, they will feel as if they are at home. But inside them, they know what they're doing. My fellow Biafrans that are watching. Today, as we speak, we have no other direction, we have no other plan except to have our independent state. This very question, Mazen Nandekan himself answered it. I love to remind you, because some of you do not understand when we say it is Biafra or nothing. Our Supreme Mazen Nandekan today have made a mark. No matter what happens in the future, his name will never ever be forgotten. Never. He has earned respect for himself, not out of envy or jealousy, out of sheer hard work. And they kidnap him. Against the law, they are still taking him to court. My fellow Biafran, Mazen Nandekan has no business being in DSS, and we must take him out. We must bring him out from DSS. It is mandatory. We'll bring him out. My fellow Biafrans, a lot is happening in this planet as we are today. So many things are coming. Whatever happens today, I bet you it is going to be for our favor as Biafrans. Whatever they decide today will be for our favor. That is why I don't worry much, and I will urge you not to worry much. Focus on the reality of the day. Whatever any seed anybody sow, that seed they will reap. If you sow the seed of discord, you are going to reap the seed of discord. You sow hate, you're going to reap it. That is why today you see things going the way they are going. The elephant or the tiger they brought to Europe is today biting them. Biting them. These are the people that have given everything. And they don't have the nerves to talk. The British do not have the nerves to confront this idiot at all when he can talk for himself. My fellow Biafrans, the seat at home that is said to behold from 29th will surely go on. Do not get distracted by anybody. Do not get distracted by any fake news anywhere. It has not been cancelled, even though they brought their so-called doctor to see Mazen Nandeka. That is not what we want. Mazen Nandeka should be taken to a proper hospital for medical treatment. Mazen Nandeka incurred a lot in the hand of the Kenyan police and Nigerian police. They tortured him a lot. And since then, up to date, he has not taken any medication. And you can see he's still on his own clothes. My fellow Biafrans, we must wake up now. Or maybe tomorrow will be too late. The conspiracy of the world against Biafrans is foundational. It's a very great conspiracy. But as they continue to conspire, we expose them and continue to make a way for us. We confuse them and make a way for us. The hatred the West have on the Biafran people and Africa in general will be stopped by the Biafrans. We are going to put to an end their hatred, their jealousy, and all whatnot. That is why today the Biafran government is adopting a system that is going to keep everyone on check. I'm not talking about children. May Chukwu Okike my guide and protect us. I want to play this video from our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. There is a lot of information in this video. You will now understand the secret plan of the West, why they do not want us to be free. Why they don't want us to be free. It's not like in those days when you say something, why they don't want us to be free. It is obvious that the British don't want to let go of Biafran wealth. They cannot let go. They can't do without it. And they are using Nigeria to make sure that that continues. No matter how they try, they're going to fail. Listen to this message of our Prime Minister. Maybe you understand.
Other reason why he was kidnapped from Kenya, other than to end Biafra struggle. Because they know Biafra struggle is not a crime. It's not a crime. He can never ever be sentenced and convicted in Nigeria. Never. Because there is no law. There is no law to convict Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But you know what? The law empower them. Not even the law does not even empower them. Somehow, when they want to circumvent the law, to detain him as long as possible. You can imagine the people that were released the other day. 50.
This is what they are trying to do, and this is what we want to stop. Detaining Mazi Nnamdi Kanu as long as they want is something we cannot allow. That is their plan, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu that we know has not committed any crime. As you can hear from our Prime Minister, they cannot convict him, but they can continue to hold him for as long as they want if we keep silent. Now, we don't have to keep silent. That is why even after sending the doctor, our Prime Minister said we will continue to hold our seat at home. The 4-day seat at home we still hold because Mazen Nandekano got no business being in detention. My fellow Biafrans, let us listen to this part, another message from our Prime Minister, for you to understand the evil in that zoo. Understand the criminality of the West and how the West are supporting evil against Biafrans. But as I always tell you, it is about interest. And if they are protecting their own interests, so be it. I don't have to fight it. It's left for me to fight to protect my own interests over here. But these people, they do not want to listen. I want to bring another message from our Prime Minister, Mazi Samane. All these messages I'm bringing are for lessons. Because sometimes it's better, some of us prefer hearing directly from Mazi Naika or directly from Mazi Samane. And that is why we bring their voices for you. Maybe you can get a conviction. Let's watch.
Is the question. Why is it that the Europeans are afraid of other countries within Africa, may follow up the breakup of Nigeria, and they would want to break up and form their own country? I want you people to ask yourself, why are they thinking like this? Because I have come across a lot of arguments where somebody will say, okay, they want to maintain Nigeria so that, because they are afraid. According to them, during the 1967-1970 Biafra, the issue was that if Biafra, succeeded in breaking away from Nigeria, other African countries will want to follow suit. Now, I ask again, why are they afraid of that? My people, it is not about natural resources. Some people say they are afraid to lose natural resources. It is not afraid to lose natural resources. No. Of course, business is part of it. Business is part of it, which natural resources is also one of the factors. But this is not the issue. The issue here is not about the natural resources. Because anyhow, they are still going to have access to these natural resources. Somehow, they are going to have access to it. But it is not about natural resources. Well, so when natural resources is one compelling factor, but we should go beyond natural resources. It is time we begin to think beyond natural resources. It is not about natural resources. They are afraid of the economic power that will come from Africa when Africa divide along tribal line. Because you see, they know, they are afraid for you to know what they know. So it is not about natural resources. If you are thinking that it is because of natural resources, my brother, somehow you are right, but you are not right completely. You are getting the main point very wrong. The point here is that they are afraid of you adopting the system that made them what they are today. And what is that system? Dividing your country along tribal line. And that is what we want to do. That is exactly the brain we want to bring to Biafra. We want to bring Biafra, and Biafra will be divided along tribal line. That Efik, Ijo, Ichekiri, all these people will be the confederated state of Biafra. You are going to have your own government, your own autonomy, make decision, control your natural resources. If you have 1 trillion ton of whatever you have in your land, you control it. And we are going to have the central government. And it is going to be joint military. The military is going to be like a NATO. If anybody is attacked, the entire Biafra will come. So we are going to have one common defense system. One common defense system. You see, just like this Europe is a little bit different. Europe is, they have countries and all that. And within this country of Europe, there are countries that have autonomy, that have also autonomy within their own countries. Believe me, This is what they don't want us to do. This is what they don't want you to do. The Europeans discover that when they are together as one bunch people with different background, different culture, different language, different understanding, different thinking, things were not working. Things were not working. From 1940, 1930s, 1950s, 1960s, when these countries in Europe were still in one big for nothing country, there were no progress. In fact, do you know that, let me tell you, when they tell you that in Nigeria, in a Benin or so, or is it in Ibadan or so, they have television before Switzerland. They had television, TV in Nigeria or in Yoruba land. Yoruba land, they have TV before Switzerland. Do you know why? Do you know why Yoruba were able to have television before some countries in Europe? Because that time the economy was divided along tribal line. You have, they call it region. They call it regional government. They call it region. It is not region. It was divided along tribal line. And the tribe were allowed to develop and govern themselves. And also, we were told that during that time, Oduduwa, Yoruba have their embassies, their consulate, even in the United Kingdom. And according to them, they even had their own passport. Oduduwa you see today, Yoruba people you see today, had their own passport.
Now, these videos I'm playing is important for you to understand where we are going. So sometimes most of us are confused. Most of the time, majority of us are confused. They don't know their left and right. They don't know where to follow. They don't know where to go. And they don't know what we are chasing. Some are confused to the extent that they don't even know why they are pursuing the Biafra we're talking about. That is why you see some part of Biafrans, mainly people in the river area, they begin to speak on a different tone. The Biafra we are talking about, it is not to dominate anybody. It is targeted at giving every single nation opportunity to grow in their own space, at their own speed. I want you to understand. That is why when you see us talking about the issue of Biafra, we pursue it with all our strength. And we expect you to give all your strength to it, because your life, your future, the future of your unborn children, your generation unborn, depends on it. Nobody is going to give you freedom. You must fight for it and take it. The oppression we are facing today is being empowered by the West. They empower it directly and indirectly. That is why you must have to start doing something on your own before you can expect anybody to intervene. If you do not act, they are going to keep silent and be watching you. It doesn't concern them. After all, their own interest is protected. My fellow Biafrans, if you can be able to think properly, look inward and see the gains in the pursuit of the disintegration of the zoo. If you know the gains you will make in the pursuit of disintegration of the zoo, you will have no other reason but to support the disintegration. When you see Biafrans speak with enthusiasm, with zeal, the way we do, it is because we know where we are headed. Our private are just broken into pieces. The Biafra we are talking about is not about domination of anybody. No. It is for you to be handed over your freedom, your will to decide for yourself. Whether you are Ijo, Efik, Anan, Ibanke, Ishakiri, Urubu, Ibibio, wherever you come from, your own nation will manage their resources and build their place the way they want in their own taste and grow according to their own speed. This is the only way to go. The more you continue to drag us into one Nigeria, you are causing destruction. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu laid this foundation, and today we are in it. You see our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa making the foundation stronger. Whenever you hear instruction from Mazi Simon Ekpa, more especially on this sit at home, obey it. The 4 days sit at home, the first 3 days is against the terrorist country called Nigeria. Every of their offices, secretariats, local government secretariats, every ministries in Biafra territory will be locked down. They will be under lock and key for 3 days, 29th, 30th, 31st. And then on the 2nd of August, it will be an absolute and total lockdown in all Biafra land. What we are chasing is our freedom. Do not fall into the gimmicks of the zoo, into their trick. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has not committed any crime and has no offense. They are holding Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to make you stop pursuing your freedom. That is why they are holding him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu himself knows. That is why he told us some time ago in the court, he said, I am here fighting for Biafra. Be there and fight for yourself. He said, I am here fighting for Biafra. And in their presence, he told them that Biafra will come. Everything has been offered to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They offered him everything that a human being can be offered. And he rejected it and said, I need freedom with my people. The greatest condition they have given him now is to drop the struggle. You heard when they said, drop the struggle. And he said no. And what did we see? Instead of the people backing him up, people who claim to be representative backing him up, they went and create their own ideas to convince Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to dance to the tune of the zoo. And they came on their own and they announced and said that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have accepted all agreement. If Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have accepted all the agreement, why did they refuse his doctor from seeing him at the first instance? Why did they stop his doctor from seeing him until our Prime Minister had to intervene? It was after the intervention of our Prime Minister that they allowed the doctor to see him. Now, expecting us to relax, we will now shout and clap for them for allowing doctor to see him, and then we'll go to bed. Foul. This is the time for us to raise the issue to the highest power. Our target is freedom. Every region in Biafra land must be free. It is not about domination. It is about freedom. And just as our Supreme Court have said, if British do not remove their hand in holding us down, their own nation is already on fire. It's already on fire, and strangers will take over their land. Since that is what they want, that's what they want. They brought strangers to take over Biafra land, and they are sponsoring strangers to take over Biafra land to give them resources. Strangers will take their own land. It has started, and it will not stop until they let go of Biafra. I want to play the other side of that message of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. That message is an eye-opener, because some of us don't know why we are fighting for Biafra. Some of them think it's about the Igbo. They think it's about language. Some think it's about religion. It is not about religion. It's not about language. It's not about you being inferior or what. It's not about domination. It is about everyone having the right to grow at their own space, in their own speed, use their resources. Let us listen to the rapport of the message.
And the tribe were allowed to develop and govern themselves. And also, we were told that during that time, Oduduwa, Yoruba have their embassies, their consulate, even in the United Kingdom. And according to them, they even had their own passport. Oduduwa you see today, Yoruba people you see today, had their own passport. Do you know why they were able to go to that length? Because it was along tribal line. So Yoruba people was fighting to make sure they are the best in Nigeria. And they're actually the best. They were the best. They were able to have television station before Switzerland. So now, where did they get it wrong? Where did they get it wrong? They get it wrong when they gave up this opportunity to govern themselves along tribal line. They gave it up to Nigeria. And the problem of Nigeria and the problem of Yoruba started from there. Today, they can't boast of anything. Everything gone into the thin air. The embassy, the passport, the Yoruba people travel to London. Before they go to London, the British government have their data. That was how good and organized the Yorubas were. So why it has become imperative for me to teach this thing in a different way is that a lot of people are having misconception of what Biafra is going to be. So we are going to have the confederating state of Biafra along tribal line. For those who are saying Igbo is going to dominate you is a fallacy. For those who are saying Ijo is going to dominate you is a fallacy. For those, I don't think we should even be arguing about Igbo domination because it is nowhere. But that is by the way. So what we are talking about now is the government, the system of government of Biafra. What is it going to be like? So anybody that is telling you that leave the people alone or leave that people alone, the people are just they are just being a nuisance because they don't, either they understand what is actually going on or they just decided not to understand what we are talking about. So what we are talking about is that the confederated state will be divided along tribal line. All ethnic group making up Biafra will be the confederated state because that is what Europe, that is what the Western world have done, and they are progressing today. So that when you are arguing with somebody from Efik, you don't need to impose your ideas, your culture, how you can progress to somebody who is from Efik. You don't need to go to Ijo to impose your own culture, your ideas, how to make Ijo nation a better nation. You don't need to impose it. Ijo people will rise up. Ijo people will decide what they are going to do, how they are going to develop. Of course, we are going to be watching. We are going to be, our own is that it is going to be competition. Competition. We want every confederated state in Biafra to progress and build infrastructure. We want to see road. We want to see houses. We want to see good atmosphere. We don't want to see dust. We don't want to see dust where you'll be roasting. Of course, there is nothing like suya, but in Nigeria now, where you are roasting suya, you don't know which one is pepper. You don't know which one is dust. When you see all this man roasting suya, the suya is red. You think you are eating pepper and you are eating suya. This thing, you are eating dust. You are eating dust, poison.
Fellow Biafrans, you have heard. These messages will replay it once in a while because there are people who have forgotten, who do not know what we are pursuing. Just like I always say in this my platform, it is a platform for the Biafran people. No matter your dialect, you have the absolute right to come here and interact with your own audience in your own dialect. We are not building another zoo where there is lawlessness. We are not trying to build another zoo where you'll be enslaved. We are not trying to build another cabal. No. Equality for all. Every region will grow in their own space, at their own speed, and use their own resources for themselves. It is long overdue. This is what made Europe what they are today. Europe are developed. Let me tell you, and when this happens, that is why when you look at some people, these people call themselves one Nigerian. I wonder what they are thinking sometimes. This one Nigerian is, they are not even concerned about their own freedom, and they are much more focused on people who are seeking for their freedom. You don't want freedom. That is okay. You can remain in your slavery. But why are you being a hindrance to those who want to be free? Why? Why are you being a hindrance? Even when it has been proven beyond reasonable doubt that being on your own, in your own section, in your own region alone, benefits more than this togetherness, this forceful togetherness. When there were 3 regions, the southwest, the north, and the southeast, they were doing very well. There was competition. There was great competition. The southeast there was the highest growing economy. The southwest on their own, you had our friends talk about the way they were doing. They had TV first before Switzerland. The north were managing themselves over there. Nobody was looking at any other person for competition. Nobody was looking at anybody to kill or to take over their land. Nobody was saying that you will not come and be my leader. You know, there was nothing like it. Was about every region focused on development of itself. Healthy competition. Who is going to be the best? But today, what do you see? What you see today are criminals, and these criminals who call themselves politicians are supported by the so-called citizens who are preparing today to go and kill themselves and say that they want to do to protest. These same citizens that want to go and commit suicide today, they are the ones that empower every single criminal that comes forward to introduce himself as a president. Why do they support them? Simply because of their own selfish interests. The late Muhammadu Buhari was supported by his own kingsmen. They didn't care to know what he does. Nobody dared rise up against him. They never, whatever he does is good. Today, every one of them that supported the late Muhammadu Buhari today is now speaking up. And the people in the southwest are supporting their own. They don't care whether he does it well or not. No, who cares? They just want him to be there for the 8 years. And when he leaves, another person will come. It will still be of a tribe. And that tribe will also focus on protecting their own. No matter what you say, they will not listen to you. And that is what will continue to happen over and over again. It will continue. It will continue. Each time there are elections, you only hear either a Fulani president, or a person from a Hausa, or a Yoruba man, or a Igbo man, or a Jaw. It is about tribe. You don't hear them talk about Nigerian president. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. The drug baron you have today preached about in the local. It is my turn. That's what he said. He wasn't going there for the fact that he's qualified, or maybe for your so-called Nigeria. He went there because he feels it is his turn. And his kingsmen supported him because they feel it is their turn. And already, you see, the North are already gearing up. They are already gearing up that it is their turn also. So we cannot continue to talk about this turn and turn and turn nonsense with them. No? Our focus is to disintegrate the Zulu Republic and walk away, so that anyone that wants to be free can equally follow the step and be free. If you do not want to be free, it is up to you. You can remain there. You can be there for all I care. Remain in captivity if you want to, but don't be a stumbling block for others. To show you how evil the zoo is today, the senators themselves today are calling themselves kleptomaniacs. A senator is calling his fellow senators a kleptomaniac, and that's what they are, kleptomaniac. Calling themselves names, criminals, calling themselves what they now identify themselves as whom they are. And it got to the extent that they get confused, become a confusion. The Senate president now took up the position of a lecturer to begin to tell the difference between a thief and a kleptomaniac. And he made them to understand that their own stealing is stealing without reason, even stealing something that they don't need, which is exactly what they are doing. They steal something that they cannot even use for the rest of their life. That is why you see one person will steal $80-something billion, money that he cannot finish for the rest of his life. His great-grandchildren will not finish it. You stole it. Meanwhile, there are people who cannot afford 3 square meals in your neighborhood. This is the country we want us to better. I want to play what is happening in their Senate for you to hear the senators, the criminals, where they defend themselves. Some claiming to be innocent and some claiming to be what they are not. Let's hear them.
We are thieves. That's a very blanket statement. Just this morning, sir. Just this morning.
He did not say you are a thief.
That
he said all of you in government,
all of us,
are kleptocrats.
Yes.
And a thief is different.
Okay.
Somebody who is suffering from kleptomania.
Okay.
Is somebody who steals who steals, and then most of the time you steal what you don't need. That means you can go to somebody's house and you remove the key in the door of the person's house. You don't need the key, but because it is your business to steal, you must steal. So you take the key, put it in your pocket, and leave the house. Or you see a young child playing football, and you steal the football and leave the child crying, whether you are going to use it or not. So that's what he was saying. He was saying that you are surrounded, all of you are kleptocrats. He didn't say you are thieves. I think it's stronger than being a thief.
Yeah.
A thief is somebody who steals what he needs. A kleptocrat is somebody who steals everything, whether he needs those things or not. So that is what you are, by virtue of that description.
Yes. Mr. President.
And you are saying you are not.
Yes, I am saying I am not. After this statement by Senator Ali Ndume, I have received several calls far and near, especially from my children, that told me that they needed an explanation on why a senator, especially a ranking senator of the Federal Republic, will call all of us kleptomaniacs. Just this morning, the President of Nigeria brought a supplementary appropriation bill to the Senate. It means there is nothing that can insulate us from the affairs of this government if we are the ones that are passing supplementary budgets and even the Appropriation Act. That means that I need a lot of explanation to my children and to my loved ones. When I say loved one, I'm not talking of wives. I have only one wife. But my loved ones are scattered all over the world. Who wants an explanation on the inference of what Senator Ali Ndume said about all of us in the government? Mr. Senate President, I ran an election against a very formidable PDP member. And just over the weekend, there were publications that all of us APC in Ekiti State, if a member of the Senate who is an APC member calls us kleptomaniacs, it means the senator representing Ekiti North, that is myself, is also one of them because he's a member of APC. This is not good for our image. It is not good for me. And I think that statement is a breach of my privilege as a senator. Mr. President, distinguished colleagues, like I said earlier, Senator Ndume's statement is a blanket statement, and I want to implore this Senate, in a matter of days, for him to come categorical with evidence of the people he referred to as kleptomaniacs. That is one prayer. My second prayer is that with that statement that has put me under public ridicule in my constituency, I would like this matter of privilege to be referred to the Committee on Ethics and Privileges. I so submit, Mr. President.
Distinguished brother, the distinguished Senator Cyril Fasu, well, my personal opinion would be that the party has taken the appropriate action. But since you are speaking from a point of privilege, that your privilege has been breached, and your only request is that you should face the Committee of Code of Conduct, Ethics, and Public Petition to possibly list the names of the kleptomaniacs in the government, which you believe you are not among. Distinguished colleagues, is it the view of the Senate that the action of the APC has taken care of these vituperations? Those in support of what I've said, say aye.
You see these idiots. This is the kind of country you see. One of them among them knows them very well, and they call them what they are. Now, they are not concerned about strengthening their attitude. They are not about changing. What they are concerned about is their own personal image and their own party. They are not concerned about the thing they have to do. And when you talk about bringing proof, there is nothing the person that called them kleptomaniac need to prove. We know that this is what they are. The evidence is everywhere. The person that is revealing the thing is part of them. He is part of the stealing. And these people are not focused on changes or repentance. They are focusing on repairing an irredeemable image. Do they even have any image for the first place? These are a bunch of clowns and idiots that have no image. What they do in that their Senate is to go and approve every single nonsense that is put before them. If they have told you in your dream that a government will come that will be worse than late Muhammad Buhari, would you believe it? You see, when we say Nigeria is irredeemable, when you see these kinds of videos, you need to thank us for what we are doing today. You need to pray for Biafran people and thank them for what they are doing. That is the only permanent solution to the problem of the zoo. The only permanent solution to the problem of the zoo is what we are doing today, to pursue the disintegration of this evil entity. Just like the idiots that are coming up now talking about their street protest. The idiots coming up for street protest. When you go online, you see the people already, even the one Nigerians are already fighting. They are already divided on tribal lines. They have already divided themselves in tribal sentiment. Even some of the idiots today, they are still channeling their energy towards the Biafrans, because Biafra is always the soft spot for them to land. Biafrans, more especially the Igbo Biafrans, are always their soft spot. That is one thing that unites all those criminals in Nigeria, is using the Biafran people. More especially the Igbo Biafrans, using them as a soft spot of their landing. Already, even when we have announced several times, said it several times, that we are not part of their street protests. For us, Biafran, we have our method of protest, which we have been following from day one, starting from when they started the election. We say we will not be part of anything called Nigeria. Election, we are not part of it. That protest have continued for more than 3 years. We are still on it, and we are intensifying and increasing it. We have even increased that protest by fixing 4 good days lockdown. 3 of those 4 days, 29, 30, 31st, every government offices in Biafran territory will be shut down completely. And on the 2nd of August, total lockdown in Biafran territory. Even when we have these plans and this our own method going on, some of the idiots, they are still pushing propaganda. Oh, it is the Biafran people that are conducting this. It is the Igbos that are organizing the protest. Mad people. Mad people. This contraption is irredeemable. It is irredeemable. And the most annoying one is that when I hear the voice of Biafrans joining in this their protest, That is one of the evil. There is one of their video of the protest that is circulating. And in that video that is circulating, the one they copied and they circulated is the voice of a Biafran, where a Biafran was advising them on what to do. Among all the protest organizers, the only voice they decided to choose to use and make their campaign is the voice of a Biafran who opened his mouth. One idiot, with a Biafran name. Even in that video, he spoke Igbo. And now that is the video they are using to capitalize, to spread their news for their street protest. Even when we have said it, we are not embarking on any street protest. Our street ambassador, they kind of canceled it even while he was with us, that we will no longer go for street protest because it is a trap. And whenever we go on that, they take our life. Even on our own restoration, we don't go protest. We don't protest anything that has to do with the street, let alone something that has to do with the zoological republic, where we don't have anything to do with. You think we can go to the street because of that? Never. Any idiot that comes out with a Biafran name or a Biafran that joins you, he is not going to return alive. Any Biafran that made that mistake of joining, he will not return alive. It is not a threat. It is a promise that will be fulfilled. Chukwu have given us an assignment that we know our own duty. We are focused. If you deviate from the pursuit of Biafra and you pursue something else, you will pay. There is no remedy. It does not matter how they paint it. It doesn't matter the name they give it. It doesn't matter how they discuss. We are not interested. Not interested in restructuring. Not interested in their governance. Not interested in their presidency. Not interested in any appointment. We are not interested. All we want is our freedom. Biafra. And if you don't know that Mazen Nnamdi Kanu is on the same page with our Prime Minister, I will play this video to remind you that the Supreme Leader of IPOB is on the same page with our Prime Minister. What we are doing today is what he inspires us to do. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu was asked as far back as 2016 or 2017. As far back as 2017, he was interviewed and asked, is there anything that can be done so that you will stop the agitation? He said, it is too late. Mazen Nnamdi Kanu said, it is too late. They have taken the life of so many people. How are you going to replace the life of those people? The interviewer asked him, is there anything that can be done to appease so that Biafrans will not walk away from the zoo? Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, in black and white, said, it is too late. You have forgotten the video. I am going to play that video for you as a reminder. Let's watch.
What does Biafra mean?
It means freedom, liberty, fairness, equity, and justice.
In practical terms, these are very good sounding words, but in practical terms, what does Biafra mean?
Confederation.
So, a weak center,
very weak,
very strong regions.
Absolutely.
Have you had a change of mind, therefore, about getting an independent Biafra? Because that's what I seem to be hearing.
No, I've not changed my mind, no. An independent Biafra means going back to where we were before the white man came.
Okay, so you're not talking about a federation. When you say a confederation, you're not talking about a federation as part of Nigeria. You're talking about total independence.
Absolute independence.
Complete independence. Now, is there anything that can happen that will make you change your mind about this particular direction?
No.
So it is either Biafra or nothing else?
Or death, yes.
Or death?
That's good.
If push comes to shove,
yes,
will you go to war?
No, because truth is a far more potent and deadlier weapon than bullets and mortars.
So
truth.
No war? You've ruled out the...
Absolutely, I don't believe in war, no. No war. When I say Biafra order, then I'll keep pushing. Either I am alive, I die in the process, I won't stop. Allow me to repeat, if you don't mind. Had sovereign national conference been convened by the powers that be, where every ethnic nation, I said every, I don't care if there are 600, I don't care. Everyone is
all the 500 plus.
Everyone together to say, this is all, others can delegate, I don't know, powers to other people to attend on their behalf. sit down to say, what type of country do we want? Sit down, discuss, agree. I can begin to perhaps submit to your position.
Is it too late?
It is way too late. They've killed too many people. They've ruined too many lives. They've wasted too many souls. How do we bring those people back?
If the federal government, given the agitation that is going on, becomes convinced that, you know what, these people have a point, it is time to actually address all these issues, and they begin to systematically address some of these issues, would you change your mind?
No, because of the deceptions of the past.
No trust?
No trust. Aburi was there, it was negotiated. Nothing happened. 1968, if I recall. And the confab report, what became of it? How about the 3 R's? Reconciliation, reconstruction, and heaven knows what else. What became of them? Nothing. Calabar Seaport is not working. Can you tell me why it's not working? It's a seaport used by the colonial masters. Why is it not working today? How about Iguacha Seaport? Why is it not being used? Why not worry? Why must we allow only Lagos to function as a viable seaport? In England, where I used to live, you had Liverpool, you had the Sun, which is Portsmouth, you had Southampton. Everywhere you had harbors and ports. So why must you have only one?
I've heard people say these are very valid arguments, and that these are things that are to do with bad governance. So the average Biafran, to use your phrase, or Igbo man in the Igbo, is facing poverty much in the same way that the average guy in Yobe State is facing poverty. And so these are issues of governance. You don't agree with that?
I agree completely.
Okay. So if that is it, why isn't the agitation about tackling the problem, which is ensuring good governance, perhaps starting from locally? Because part of the allegations against you is that you don't confront your political leaders in the East, and you'd like to blame Abuja for everything.
Because the way I would want to solve a problem is not how a Fulani man would want to solve it.
You really believe this is an ethnic thing, and the approach is different?
No, the approach is different. No, it's not ethnic. It is more to do with value system.
Right.
The way you may want to solve a problem could be markedly different from how I do mine.
What is the geographical makeup of Biafra, as far as you are concerned, this Biafra that you want? So for example, if we're doing a referendum, where will that referendum take place? Is it only the 5?
It's on, no.
It's okay.
It's on, which is River State, Bayelsa, Delta, Anambra, Imo, Enugu, Ebonyi, Cross River.
Akwa Ibom?
And Akwa Ibom, of course.
Right.
Those are the coasters. Basically.
Bayelsa?
Yes. Southeast and South-South without Edo State.
Without Edo State.
That's correct. And then including Igede, Idoma.
Right, the Benues. So the Igalas and part of the Kogi,
yes.
Kogi State, right?
Yeah.
Nyesom Wike, the governor of Anambra, sorry, the governor of River State, made a statement, I think it was yesterday or the day before yesterday, and said, you know, you should not be including River State.
It's for
and
the River State to
people.
decide, not him. I can't decide for Biafrans. You have to go and vote and convince the whole world that they want Biafra. It's not for instance, it's only one man, one vote.
What if they're not even willing to take part in the referendum? Because I've had people from the South-South, for example, from Bayelsa. I've had people from Cross River. I think there's a famous actress, Kate Henshaw, for example, wrote a long piece about why people of the South-South don't want to be dragged into a place called Biafra. You're saying, regardless of what they say, you want a referendum in those parts?
Because I know the majority of the people want a referendum. I was in Iguacha yesterday.
How do you know?
I was there yesterday. I was in Iguacha yesterday. You call Port Harcourt. I was there yesterday. I should have been there to see what happened.
Now,
they were delighted to see me. I'm sure you know that. It's all over the place. They're very happy to see me. I bet Kate Henshaw wouldn't get such reception. Where she to go to?
She's a big, popular Nollywood actress. I wouldn't necessarily.
I'm telling you, if I go to her village, people will turn out to see me more than turn out to see her.
You have heard our Supreme Amazon Nandekam. This very interview is very important. Go and play it over and over and over again. Listen carefully. There is no way you will listen to this interview and you remain the same. And there is no way you will listen to this interview and you'll be confused on the present situation we are in. Every single question people are asking today was answered in this interview. That is why I've been playing it. Every single question they are asking today was answered in this interview. And you and I know Mazen Nandekano as a man of his word. Very, very consistent. He said it in this interview that it's way too late. The interviewer asked him, is there anything that can be done so that Biafrans can now be part of Nigeria without any disintegration? Mazen Nandekano said, nothing. He said it is way too late. It is too late. Now, how can you now compensate for the life that has been wasted? A lot of life have been wasted. And if Mazen Nandekano could make this statement, this was before Python dance. If Mazen Nandekano could complain about life wasted before Python dance, then his parents are still alive. If he can speak in this manner, what do you think will be going on in his mind today? Do you know the number of Biafrans we have lost from the time he made this video up to now? Do you know how worse things have become from the time he granted this interview up to now? And you somehow wake up from your dream and you think that Mazen Nandekano will say something different from what our Prime Minister today is saying. You are an idiot. If you think that somehow that Mazen Nandekano will think different from what our Prime Minister is thinking today, you are an idiot. The Prime Minister of Biafra, Republic of Nigeria, Mazi Simon Ekpa, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, has the key and the solution to our problem. If you are genuinely a Biafra, you have no other option than to support him. Align with him. You cannot open your dirty mouth and say you love Mazen Nandekano and you hate Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is impossible. You cannot be in love with Mazen Nandekano and his legacy and his achievement, and you dare open your mouth against Mazi Simon Ekpa. You are the worst deceiver on the planet Earth. My fellow Biafrans, we must prepare for what is coming. The zoo has ended.
The zoo has fallen. The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you.
The time has come for us to wake up and pick up the responsibility of being whom we are supposed to be. We have no business in the zoo. Prepare yourself for the oncoming sit at home. That is the only way to go. Continue to tighten up every civil disobedience we have been carrying out. Anything we have been doing that brought us to this level, we have to double the effort. I remind you again, after our student was kidnapped, our Prime Minister said that for the fact that he was kidnapped with extraordinary edition, for us to bring him out, we have to go extraordinary miles. Brethren, fellow Biafrans, you must prepare yourself. Tighten up your belts. Wake up from your slumber. Tighten up your belts. Tighten it very well. The sit at home is coming. On that sit at home is going to be a bombshell. Our Prime Minister described it as special madness to the zoo. Special madness to the zoo. That is how he described it. In that special madness, don't get yourself involved. Don't give yourself as a willing tool to the hand of the terrorists. Do not give yourself for blackmail, because it does not matter what you give yourself for. It will not stop Biafra. It will not stop us from doing that. And if you commit yourself and they take you down, we are not going to mourn your death. You will be responsible for whatever happened to you. Obedience is better than sacrifice. All you have to do is that wherever you are today, obey simple instruction. If you are working in any government offices in Biafran territory, in any ministry, if you are working in any of the ministries, in any secretariat, 29th, your office should be locked down. Don't go there for your safety. 30th, don't go there for your safety. 31st, don't go there for your safety. They will deceive you and they will tell you come, nothing will happen. The same people that will tell you to come, nothing will happen. They will be at the gate waiting for you. And when you appear there, they will take you down just to use you and blackmail us. They did it in sit at home, but you know, we are not moved. It does not matter how many people they take down during that sit at home. We don't care. Once instruction is given, we will obey it to the last. We are not in the era of the IPOB Nigeria where their own command and control is to oppress. No, our command and control is for victory, for the benefit of every Biafran. Once we take a decision, it is forward ever and backward never. Those 3 days are very key. And on the 2nd of August, which is Friday, a total lockdown in Biafra territory. Everywhere we close down. No movement. No movement. You must keep these dates with you. Inform your families if you're not in Nigeria. If you're in Nigeria, or inform your friends. Everyone should carry this message. We are not stopping. We must continue to tighten up the grip on the zoo until we walk away. Tighten it up. There's nothing like losing it. They will try to play games to make you lose it. The more they play the game, the more we tighten it much more harder. My fellow Biafrans, I appreciate every one of you that have been part of this program. Look around you. Look around you properly. You will know.
The zoo has fallen. The zoo has fallen. Finally, the zoo has fallen. If you do not know that the zoo has fallen, check around yourself. Check around you.
Thank you so much for joining us on this program. I appreciate everyone that has connected, wherever you are connecting from. If you joined us from Biafra land, may Chukwu Okike Abia guide and protect you. May Chukwu Okike Abia guide and protect you. The Liberation Army, the Biafra Defense Force, the Strike Force, the Black Marine, every forces that are fighting for us on the ground, the resistant fighters, may Chukwu Okike Abia guide and protect them. May Chukwu Okike Abia guide and protect the federal government in the whole land. Guide and protect every member of the cabinet of Biafra and Israel. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the media of Biafra, Israel, and their families. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect all the presenters. May Chukwu Okike guide and protect our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Eba, the Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Biafra, the Oputobie of Biafra land. May Chukwu Okike continue to give you more wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. Every pit they dug for you, they will fall into it. Every trap they set for you, it will catch them. You will never dash your foot against a stone. No evil shall befall you. No evil shall befall you. No evil shall befall you. We pray for our Supreme Mazen Nandekan for good health. We pray for Mazen Nandekan for healing. We pray for Mazen Nandekan for strength. We pray for Mazen Nandekan for revelations. Wherever Mazen Nandekan is at this moment, we pray that Chukwu Okike Abia will send doctors spiritually to continue to minister to him. No evil shall befall him. More strength, more strength, more strength to stand until he joins us very soon. Every evil plan against Mazen Nandekan will never stand. Every poison they have placed into his body will be neutralized. May Chukwu Okike Abia continue to bear him in his hand, guide him, protect him, and secure him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. No evil shall befall him. We pray that Chukwu Okike Abia will bring Mazen Nandekan back to us very soon. No weapon formed or fashioned against us as Biafrans shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against us shall prosper. Not now, not tomorrow, not ever. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, shall prosper. No weapon formed or fashioned against our Supreme Mazi Nandekam shall prosper. Thank you so much for joining us on this program. Remain blessed, and I will see you again next time. Biafra government, peace, unity, progress, and equity. We move airborne.
Oh yes, so no one was nana. Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. The spirit of Biafra is upon me. That is why I am offering this song to our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa. In Urobo dialect and Isoko. Mazin and the Kano. Lucky star is sinking, I'm sinking, Udogu, Ekpa. Amorotomo, Agbada, Brururu. Amorotomo agbada bururu. Excellency Simon Ekpa. Nieruwe yo witruwe salo. Puro Christopher with the sendo. The freedom you brought to do well for us. Puro Christopher with the sendo. No. Amorotomo agbada bururu. Dear Simon Joko, you have done so much for us. I am shedding tears of joy. Your tithe cannot be seen easily. I search around the whole world, the greatest freedom fighter. We appreciate you awesome. Worry sister, say you are so good, you are so wonderful. Clara Dimu say you are so good. Amorotomo agbada bururu. Helen Peter say you are so good. That is the truth. Patricia Robo say you are so good. Amorotomo agbada bururu. Ewo Urobi Soko with the sendo. What a wonderful man. The good guy. It's only the food that we eat. And I know those who are sitting at the fence in this Biafra struggle, they will not learn. Maybe they will learn in the grave. Soko with the sendo. brought you do well for us. Worry sister say you are so good. Oh, Urobi so go with this Paradigm say you are so good. Anna, Wabadaguru. Amaro Tomo, Abadaguru. Hey, Amaro Tomo, Abadaguru. Urobi so go with the Sedo. Hey, Urobi so go with throw a salute. Even lucky star, you did say do. You do well, oh, you did say do. Brgie said, you do well, oh. We salute you, oh, we throw away salute. Patricia Urobo say you are so good, oh. You are so good. Amaro Tomo, Agbada Guru. I am in tears of joy, for your good one cannot be quantified. Oh, Amaro Tomo, Agbada Guru.